When Connecticut Governor Wilbur Cross posed on a turkey farm in the 1930s, it was a photo opportunity designed to appeal to farmers and rural voters who continued to dominate the state legislature.
At the same time as farmers and these new industrialists are both benefiting and growing in this new economy of the early 19th century, there's an active political change that in the long run is going to give farmers a very disproportionate influence on the state legislature, something that continued all the way to 1965. It came about as a result of the Constitution of 1818. What they said in the new Constitution was this: if you are an existing town in Connecticut, you can send 2 representatives to the General Assembly. Any new town that comes after 1818 will be able to send 1. You have this situation where rapidly urbanizing and industrializing cities have half the representation of a little town like Union. And that created a very conservative rural orientation in the Connecticut Assembly that it maintained really well into the 20th century.
The need to get product to out-of-town markets is why influential farming interests lobbied hard for improvement to the state's road system in the early 1900s.
The whole state highway system of Connecticut was primarily brought about by the agitation of organized farm interests. You can't be market-oriented if all you have is this muddy road that's barely passable half the year. The so-called good roads movement really led to the state taking responsibility for the road network. And that was purely get the stuff from the farm to the railroad station so that you could export it.
When the railroads come in, you have refrigerated cars that also come along after a while. And this changes agriculture appreciably because food can be shipped from one area to another and areas can begin to specialize. And with all of this technology, it took fewer and fewer people to do the work on the farm, and the farms could also get larger.
Technology, transportation, and regional commodity specialization defined 20th century agriculture. These trends favored larger farms that shipped food ever greater distances to market. Many state family farmers, especially poultry and dairy operators, couldn't compete with the large food processors and stopped farming, often selling their land to developers.